Good morning, guys. So, happy to be here to talk to you again, and it's a privilege of being able to do so. I'm a student of history, and I'm also a realist. And there are some facts from history that I've had to look at and accept here recently that more or less I'm going to say that to a degree I'm wrong. History teaches us everything we need to know. Everything happening in our world right now has happened 100 times before and will happen 100 times again. Our children's children will look back on our society and see the things in their society happening plain as, anything else. So I had to look at history a little bit, and I found some parallels in our recent history. Now, keep in mind, what I'm referencing isn't as drastic as the coronavirus. The facts still stand that 98% of us who get the virus are going to survive. Okay, this is the United States of America. No matter how much Democrats try to divide us along racial and political and social lines, no country on earth has the potential to come together for the common good like this country. 1940s America was a very divided place. It was coming off the Great Depression. It was coming off a whole bunch of political divides. And people didn't think this country was going to survive. But the war broke out, and rather than prey on each other and take advantage, Americans came together and did what they had to do, and the country survived. In March of 1981, a doctor in San Francisco treated a patient with an unusual immunity disorder. He didn't know what the disorder was. He'd never seen anything like it. It was completely alien to medical science. Within weeks, it was an epidemic. The disease was primarily spread among members of the homosexual community in San Francisco, California, and the surrounding Bay Area. And at the time was being called GRID, gay-related immunity disorder. Probably not the best name for it. It probably did feed a lot of bad stereotypes at the time. We all grew up with the bad jokes about AIDS, and it was pretty tasteless and tacky considering the fact that it killed a lot of people. But it's what they came up with at the time because of who it affected. Now, at the time, scientists believed that they might be able to get a handle on it. There was no way they could have at the time given the technology they had. But what made it even more impossible was the fact that when scientists called for the homosexual community to close down bathhouses and discontinue intimate relationships without protection for a time, leaders in the homosexual community waved their pride flags and said, "You're not taking our rights away. We can have sex however and whenever we want to." And in principle, that's true. It's absolutely true. But this is the thing about a right. A right's a great thing. I don't think any right should be taken away, no matter what the situation. Okay? Taking away our rights is not the answer, but encouraging the proper exercise of our rights. Encouraging us to act as a mature society and realize when certain rights has to be curbed for a time, not taken away, they're still your rights. You're just asked not to do certain things for the community's good, for the better of the people. Like the coronavirus, like the AIDS virus in the 1980s, the coronavirus is in a very early phase right now. It's mutated a couple times. It is affecting a lot of people in the United States and is currently treatable. We can't dodge it. We can't avoid it. There's not a vaccine for it. And some would argue vaccines don't work anyway, but that's not the purpose of this video. We do know that we can treat it. There are drugs that help people feel better. And 98% of people will survive if things stay the way they are. But this virus, like the AIDS virus, can change. And it can affect our country in a negative way. And we can wave our fists in the air and talk about our right to assemble and work together and train together and do things together. But you know what? You know who else has rights? Our children. The people after us. I've had 50 good years on this earth. I've had 15 of them that I've been lucky to have a wonderful family and raise a few of my kids and experience that happiness. And their happiness means everything to me. And I know your children's happiness means everything to you. So what I'm proposing is we never allow anyone to take our rights away. Period. That cannot and will not happen so long as myself and people like me exist. Because I don't want to die, but I'll damn sure fight for what's mine. And I'll damn sure fight for my neighbor's rights. Even if I don't agree with those rights. I don't have to like you or what you believe or what you want. If your rights can be taken away, then my rights can be taken away. So I will fight ferociously to preserve your rights and the protection of my own. But perhaps we should take some responsibility and work with the CDC on the sheltering thing. Give them time to cure the virus in this phase. Because right now they're fighting a running target, a running, evolving target. And the more they can slow it down, the better it's going to be. If you have any questions, I'll have links to the CDC's website on the video in my description. The president and several other people post information all day on news sources. I strongly advise you to keep track of those. And at the end of the day, folks, just be decent to each other because we're all in this together. God bless.